Create sexual tension with confident restraint. Sexual tension is one of the most powerful forces in human connection. It's that unspoken magnetic pull between two people, the lingering looks, the charged silences, and the almost but not quite touches that leave you breathless. Mastering the art of creating sexual tension with confident restraint is about finding the perfect balance between showing interest and holding back just enough to keep the other person wanting more. When done right, it can transform casual interactions into irresistible connections. Let's explore how you can create and maintain sexual tension with confidence and control. 1. Understanding sexual tension. Sexual tension is not about being overtly sexual or aggressive. It's about building anticipation and curiosity. It's the energy created when two people feel a mutual attraction but don't immediately act on it. The key is to create an emotional and physical connection without giving too much away. This tension fuels desire and makes the eventual release, whether it's a kiss, a touch, or a deeper connection, feel even more intense. Think of sexual tension like a dance. If you give too much too soon, you lose the mystery and excitement. If you hold back too much, the connection fades. The magic happens in the delicate balance between showing interest and leaving room for the imagination. 2. Body language and eye contact. Body language is one of the most powerful tools for creating sexual tension. Eye contact, in particular, can create a deep connection almost instantly. When you hold someone's gaze for just a little longer than normal, it creates a sense of intimacy and intrigue. Make eye contact and let your gaze linger for a second or two before looking away. Mirror their body language subtly. If they lean in, you lean in slightly. Use small, intentional touches, brushing your hand against theirs or placing a hand on their shoulder during a conversation. The key is to be subtle and natural. Overdoing it can feel forced or creepy, but when done with ease, these small cues create a charged atmosphere. 3. The power of silence and pauses. Most people are uncomfortable with silence, but when used correctly, it can create intense sexual tension. A well-timed pause during a conversation or a moment of silence after a lingering look can heighten anticipation and make the other person wonder what's coming next. Instead of rushing to fill every gap in the conversation, let the silence sit for a moment. When you speak next, lower your voice slightly and slow down your words. The contrast between silence and speech creates a rhythmic tension that pulls the other person in. Pauses allow the other person's mind to wander, filling the silence with their own thoughts and fantasies about where the interaction is going. That's where the real power lies. 4. Controlled flirting. Flirting is an art, not a science. The goal is to strike a playful balance between showing interest and pulling back just enough to keep the other person guessing. Tease lightly. Playful insults or humorous comments create a light-hearted connection. Compliment without overdoing it. Say something genuine but not too obvious. Make them work for your attention. Don't respond too quickly to every text or question. The key is to make the other person feel like they are earning your attention. When you show interest but maintain a level of mystery, it creates a sense of challenge and excitement. 5. The importance of confidence. Confidence is the foundation of sexual tension. When you're comfortable with yourself, it shows in how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you engage with others. Confidence signals that you know your worth, which naturally draws people toward you. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and speak clearly. Avoid fidgeting or nervous laughter. These cues suggest uncertainty and can weaken the sense of tension. Confidence is not about being cocky or overly dominant. It's about being comfortable in your own skin and projecting that self-assurance in your interactions. When you believe in yourself, others will too. 6. Maintaining mystery. Revealing too much too soon kills sexual tension. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. The unknown creates intrigue. Don't share every detail about your life right away. Let them ask questions and discover more about you over time. Keep some of your thoughts and feelings to yourself initially. Mystery creates a sense of anticipation and makes the other person curious about you. The more they want to know, the more invested they become. 7. Physical proximity and space. Physical closeness builds tension, but it's the balance between closeness and space that creates anticipation. Sitting or standing close enough to feel the heat of each other's presence, without touching, creates an electric charge. Lean in slightly when they speak, but pull back occasionally to create contrast. Let your knees or hands brush casually, but don't rush to make contact. Maintain enough personal space to make the other person want to close the gap. This push and pull dynamic fuels desire and makes every small touch or moment of closeness feel more meaningful. 8. Slow and intentional touch. Touch is one of the most powerful ways to create sexual tension, but the key is to make it slow, intentional, and brief. A light touch on the arm during a laugh. Letting your hand rest on their knee for a second longer than necessary. Brushing their hair away from their face during a conversation. Less is more. Too much touch too soon can feel aggressive, but a well-timed touch leaves the other person craving more. 9. Using your voice and tone. The way you speak can heighten sexual tension just as much as what you say. A lower, slower voice creates a sense of intimacy and draws the other person in. Lower your tone slightly when speaking one-on-one. Slow down your speech and allow for pauses. Match their tone and rhythm to create a feeling of synchronicity. Your voice should feel like a personal invitation, intimate and deliberate. The contrast between casual conversation and a lowered tone creates a sense of intimacy and connection. 10. Knowing when to pull back. The most crucial element of creating sexual tension is knowing when to pull back. Desire thrives on anticipation and longing. If you give too much too soon, the tension dissolves. If you feel the conversation heating up, change the subject or shift focus to create a pause in the tension. Leave the conversation at a high point. Don't drag it out. If you sense the other person leaning in too much, create a little distance. The art of pulling back creates a sense of emotional and physical craving. When you leave the other person wanting more, they will seek you out to close the gap. Conclusion. Creating sexual tension with confident restraint is about mastering the balance between giving and holding back. It's not about manipulation or games. It's about building a connection that feels natural and electric. When you combine confident body language, controlled flirting, and strategic pauses with genuine interest and curiosity, you create a magnetic pull that is hard to resist. The most powerful connections are built on tension and anticipation. Master the art of confident restraint, and you'll discover that the most exciting moments are often the ones that leave you wondering what comes next. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.